If you have trouble with squash vine borers and other squash bugs, here's a tip. Let's say you plant your squash every year within a week or so of the 1st of June or the 1st of May or the 1st of July. Well, the bugs attack your plant, go in the ground, and lay eggs. Some of them do it several times in a season. When it starts to get shorter days and cooler weather, the creatures, larvae, grub, whatever, stays in the soil and comes out the next year. If you want to get away from some of your squash and pumpkin vine borer problem, especially because they come out the ground, they mate, and they always lay their egg within 2 or 3 inches of the ground in the stem. If you would wait a month to plant your squash and pumpkins, especially squash, because you'll still, if you have a long enough season, you still have a good enough season to get squash. And if the borers don't get in them and all your plants live, you end up getting more squash at the end of the year. And you really ought to grow pumpkins and count back from like the 3rd week of October when you want them, and plant that maybe a week earlier than what the seed calls for germination. And the pumpkin borer can get in those too. I've been fighting squash and pumpkin borers all my gardening life, and the way the farmers get them is they put a lot of pesticides on their crops, otherwise they wouldn't get any to sell. The only thing that I've found that will solve the problem is if you see where the frass, the waste from the grub, from the egg that got laid in that squash vine or pumpkin vine, and at the hole you will see that little creature's waste product coming out like little old green brown sawdust, and that's called frass. If you will wipe that away and make get some insecticidal soap rather than Neem, and insecticidal soap has Neem in it, but insecticidal soap works a little better on killing the creatures when it comes in contact. If you will take and put the nozzle on the hole, where the hole in the nozzle is, and give it one spray. Now you spray it before you put it on there, just make sure something's going to come out. And you put it on that hole and spray it one shot, you'll kill him. Unless he's 6 or 8 inches up. And if he's 6 or 8 inches up, the frass in there and your stem is already starting to go to pieces. And that's the only way I know to kill them. And I've checked everywhere I can online, and insecticidal soap will not harm you, and it will not get in your pumpkins and your squash. If anybody knows information on that, feel free to make a comment.